Welcome back to AI Insights Live, the show where we decode what's real, what's hype, and what's next for business AI. I'm Andres, your host and Chief Technology Strategist at Zeroday Cybersecurity. We're diving into the rapidly growing threat vector, the one that most business leaders don't even know about. Shadow AI. You've heard of Shadow AI, or Shadow IT, employees using unauthorized tools or apps to get their work done. Shadow AI is the same problem multiplied, because this time the tools don't just connect to your network, they learn from your data. Now let's unpack it. We're going to do a strategic deep dive into the rise of Shadow AI. We're living in the age of the empowered employee, where generative AI is available at the click of a button. This power, it's unregulated, but it's exposing your organization to silent risks. Employees are pasting sensitive data into ChatGPT. They're uploading financials into AI spreadsheet helpers. They're using AI image generators with your brand assets. And in many cases, they're doing it with the best intentions. They work faster, they're brighter, they're better. But what happens when that tool they found on Reddit or downloaded from GitHub isn't vetted? What happens when it stores prompts and training data on external servers? This is Shadow AI. This is not just a compliance problem. This is a data loss problem. It's a trust problem. And for some companies, it's already become a PR nightmare. Let's walk through the kinds of data at risk. What about that customer PII that got pasted from a chat transcript? What about product roadmaps uploading for copywriting help? Confidential financial data entered into third-party models. Each of these could result in a breach, a regulatory fine, or worse, a leakage of intellectual property to your competitors. The bigger your team, the harder it is to track. Oh, let's see. Let's be honest, if you haven't trained your teams on where not to use AI, they probably are already using it where they shouldn't be. Shadow AI doesn't wait for policy. It fills the gaps of silence. So let's dig into it. The zero-day framework for governing AI in the wild. How do you govern this? Well, you create principles. You create an entire policy around it. Well, let's introduce the new zero-day principle. Contain, classify, and control. Containing AI usage within defined, secure platforms. If they are not cleared by your IT or data security team, it shouldn't be touching your business data. You should classify data before it touches AI. Is it confidential? Is it regulated? Is this competitive data? Know what you're feeding into the model. Control access through permissions, policy, and training. Tools without context become threats. This framework turns Shadow AI from a risk into a governed opportunity. We recommend every company develop an AI governance charter, a simple one-page living document that outlines what's approved, what can you not do with it, and escalation paths for review. Who's the owner of this? Who needs to talk to you? Do you need to talk to legal? What about compliance, IT, operations? Just like cybersecurity drills are essential, organizations also need AI safety simulations. Let's run mock scenarios. What if customer data has been entered into a public LLM? What if your dev team started training code models on Claude? How would you respond? Who would even know? How would you fix it? The goal isn't paranoia, it's preparation. So let's dig a little deeper into some of the next segment called the news breakdown, Disney's Shadow AI breach. Let's talk about this real world case that shook the enterprise AI world, the Disney data breach. Earlier this year, a Disney employee, Matthew Van Andel, downloaded an AI art generator tool for internal use. Seemed innocent, but the tool had a hidden back door. A hacker, later identified as Nullbulge, used that access to steal over 1.1 terabytes of sensitive data. Can you believe that? This is nuts out here. Like the amount of data that was lost just from this. It's crazy. So we're talking unreleased creative intellectual property, internal communications, personal employee information, even future production roadmaps. This wasn't just a technical failure. It was a governance collapse. The employee didn't intend harm, but by bypassing security protocols and downloading an unauthorized AI tool, he opened the gates. So what's the fallout? The hacker pled guilty in federal court, but Disney terminated the employee. Cybersecurity analysts estimate the breach exposed production assets valued at over $250 million. Here's where it gets worse. The hacker didn't just dump this data, he exploited it. He released part of the breach publicly while attempting to sell other portions on the dark web. This included sensitive material that could compromise competitive strategies and intellectual property for upcoming productions. So according to Paulbox, the stolen data included internal emails, production assets from Disney-owned Star distribution platform. Even more alarming, some of the exposed content was HIPAA adjacent, potentially implicating Disney in future regulatory action. This isn't just a Disney problem. This is every business's wake-up call. When governance fails, it's not just data that's compromised. It's your trust, your brand, compliance, and morale. Shadow AI doesn't sneak in. It's downloaded. And that's precisely what makes it so dangerous. This is the shadow AI nightmare scenario. An employee downloaded an AI tool for productivity. That tool created a vulnerability. That vulnerability was exploited by a sophisticated actor. This incident didn't just expose data, it exposed the culture. Because when employees don't know the rules, or worse, they don't believe there are rules, shadow AI becomes inevitable. So what does this mean for your business? Shadow AI is not just an IT problem, it's a leadership one. So for those of you on the Zoom, now's the time. You got some Q&A. I'm ready for you. So who do we got? We got Julian and we got Matthew Dick. If you guys want, put a 1 in the chat or raise up your hand. We'll get some live Q&A out here. What do we got here? Well, while you guys type it up, I'm going to bring one up. How do I stop shadow AI without killing innovation? Well, first, you start with transparency, not punishment. Create a path for employees to submit new tools for review, promote AI champions who explore the tools safely. That's the key thing, is you want to find people within your own organization that want to use this, but they do it the right way. This is how we take AI out of the shadows. I don't see any questions in the chat. Let's go into the second question. Should we ban all public AI tools? I've actually seen this. So in enterprises, the first step is they get on their firewall and they start using whatever the latest and greatest firewall rule to block ChatGPT, Claude, whatever out there. But is that the right way to do this? Because what are they going to do? They're not going to do it on their work computer, but they're going to do it on their iPhone. Are they still putting company proprietary data? It's probably not the exact thing, but there's enough information out there that you no longer have control of that data. So my answer is no. You should not ban all public AI tools, but you should guide them. Because just like I said, it's going to create workarounds. You need guardrails. You need to figure out what tools can we safely implement and what governance protocols do we have in place so that they can use them safely. Last things, what are some signs that shadow AI is already in use? First, sudden productivity spikes in your teams. Like if you see your marketing team start putting out 10 times the content, something may be up there. Other things I've seen in production is go look at the firewall logs, look at browser histories. You're gonna see these AI URLs. Most firewalls out there nowadays will send you a report of AI usage. Also, when you go look at your social media and you start seeing like maybe that picture that's been AI generated or that picture kind of looks slightly off, It's most likely AI generated content. Because I'll tell you, I've been messing with AI for a couple years now, and I still can't get these pictures to do exactly what I want. It takes tons of time and effort. Honestly, I just keep a graphic designer because it's the only way to make it right and do it in the amount of time. But I use AI with my graphic designer to be able to move faster. Because if you remember from the previous episode, we don't replace people. We augment people and make them faster and more efficient. That's the name of the game with AI nowadays. Question 4. So what would have stopped the AI Disney breach? Well, right off the bat, Disney's should have had an AI usage policy. And if they did this guy know about it? That's another thing. You might have all of these cool, fancy papers that have been designed by an amazing consultant. Do all of your people know about it? Do they know who to talk to and ask questions about it? Second thing, there could have been endpoint monitoring. Any organization of that scale, I guarantee, had a good EDR solution. But was it being monitored at scale and being able to respond in good timing? That might have been a breach. Or maybe this individual used it on a personal computer and he had those accesses to Disney's infrastructure from his personal computer. So that's the problem in itself. Also, clear reporting plans like, hey, I want to use this tool. Can I talk to somebody about it? Can I submit this tool for a review? Those to me would have been some of the biggest, like right off the top, wave tops of how this could have been prevented. So what's your first move? All right. If shadow AI is not on your radar, here's your first strategic action. 1, audit your environment. Find out what AI tools are being used by whom, where, and for what. You cannot govern what you don't see. 2, build an AI usage policy. Make it short, make it clear, make it business friendly. Include sections on approved tools, what are the boundaries, escalation processes, and your team's responsibilities. 3, assign ownership. Remember we talked about those AI champions? We need to start putting people that know what to do and say, this is the guy that you need to talk to for a generative AI. This is the guy you need to talk to for this and that within your own organization. Now, who's responsible for AI governance within your organization? If you don't know, you're the problem. You have a gap. Number 4, train your teams. Remember how I told you that I guarantee Disney had an AI policy? Was that man trained on it? And even if he did he know exactly what he was supposed to do? Or did he just check a box so he can move on and do his actual work? Because that's what I've seen in my entire 20 years in cyber. We just do our training as quickly as we possibly can so that we don't get fined. Let's use real-world examples such as what I mentioned for Disney. We also need to show consequences. That man was fired in a quickness. You don't think if one of your guys gave up or one of your folks did something like that, you wouldn't get rid of them? That's a huge liability for your organization. But more importantly, let's celebrate good usage. When we see somebody using AI exactly how we've set out, this is a person that is becoming that AI first operator we talked about in episode 1. So what do we do now? Well, go to zeroday-cyber.com, scan the QR code at the end of the show, and what we're going to do is you'll sit down with me for like 15 minutes, and we're going to do a shadow AI risk analysis. We'll talk a little bit about what your organization is currently doing, and we'll dig a little deeper. So for our final segment, let me leave you with my final mandate. You can't govern what you haven't acknowledged. Shadow AI is here. It's growing, and ignoring it won't make it go away. This week, take 20 minutes with your leadership team and answer these questions. What AI tools are being used in your organization? What's your current risk posture? Who's responsible for securing the frontier? And then document your next step. Don't let it stay as talk. Next week, we'll ask a deeper question. AI ethics. Is it just a check in the box or a competitive edge? You don't want to miss it. I'm Andres with Zeroday Cybersecurity. This was AI Insights Live. And the most powerful tool in your business isn't AI. It's you. Using it wisely, we can make you even better. We'll catch you next time.